Hi, this is Bruce Buffer, and you're listening to the Brats and Beard Podcast.
Welcome back to the Brats and Beers Podcast. What is going on, tailgaters? Drew Safer, how you doing?
Very, very good. How are you?
I'm good. It's so funny, your computer automatically mutes your scream. But there's a scream every time. How's everything on your end, brother? You good?
Living the dream, man. The Twins have won 5 in a row right now. We are 5.5 games ahead of the Cleveland Guardians. Wow. And, I'm talking like this right now. But, no, things are great, man. I'm proud to be a Twins fan finally. I think we have more wins than the Red Sox, who are in last place in their division. So that's good.
That's awesome. Well, the Brewers are 1.5 games ahead of the Reds. They're doing, I don't know. They've been losing some games that they shouldn't lose. Like they lost to the Reds on some stupid bullshit, and they'll pull some other games out of their ass. But like yesterday, Peralta pitched to Jem. I don't know. It's really hit or miss with them. I don't have a lot of faith, but we'll see.
I know way too much about your division right now. I have a kid at work who's a Cubs fan, and he won't shut the fuck up. Matt, shut the fuck up about the Cubs. Be a Twins fan from Iowa. Anyway.
Yeah, who likes the fucking Cubs?
But it's a tight race right now. I mean, the Reds are only like a game back, I think, or a game and a half. And then the Cubs are only like 3, but it's been, the Cubs swept the Reds. They swept the Braves.
Yeah, I think so.
And then they lost to the Mets. So they're like the Twins. They lose to shitty teams.
Yep. That's kind of like the Brewers. That's what they do. Lose the shitty teams they shouldn't lose to. So that's for baseball. Did you see Tim Anderson get dropped the other night?
That was awesome. And yeah, it was awesome.
That was
I saw an apology today, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't need that. Like, let's have a little flair in the game. Yeah.
Apparently there's been some other incidents with him. I know there was a report of the locker room of somebody else punching him. And then that came, somebody else said that was negative, and who knows, but apparently seems like he might be a little bit of a problem child. A little hothead.
Which one? Jose or Tim?
No, Tim.
He wants to get traded.
Yeah. Well, he got fucking rocked. I'll tell you that. I love he put his dukes up immediately. That's hilarious.
What did he do? Is he kicking him? Is that what the problem was?
He's guess.
Sick of getting kicked?
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Let me tell you something. I hate the Guardians, so it's hard to. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's like you're suspended now, so good job.
Yeah, I mean I don't care about either team. It was just kind of funny to see him get rocked. You don't see any of those good connections anymore in baseball. I feel like everything gets broken up and there's no solid fights, and that one kind of escalated pretty quickly.
The best one was, I think it was Jose Bautista, if you remember that.
Yeah.
Was it Odor who hit him?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's a connection right there.
Dude, that was great. I'm pretty sure Drake used that picture and put it on one of his mixtapes or whatever, because it was Toronto or whatever.
Oh, you would know that.
It was either Drake or Meek Mill. Somebody used it as their thing when they were doing diss tracks back and forth. I can't remember who the fuck used it, but no, it's funny. All right. So is that everything for baseball? I haven't been paying too much attention, so.
You better start, Matt, because the Twins are on their way, man. Let me check the score quick.
We'll talk about that. Okay. We'll talk about that when,
oh fuck, we're losing.
Football, dude. There was football on Thursday. There are football games this week. Are you fucking excited or what?
Hell yeah, man. I'm so freaking jacked for NFL right now. But this game this week, no, I don't really care about any of that. It's why would you show any of your plans for the season?
Yeah, no, it's going to be a bunch of bullshit. But that's fine, whatever. At least we know football is on the horizon and it's very, very close, which I'm super excited about.
Is there anything you've been upset about this year so far for the NFL this season?
Upset?
Yeah. Things like, the Packers, anything related to the Packers, any setbacks for players?
No, Rashawn Gary just got off the PUP list, so I think he should be good to go soon. No, I mean, the thing is like training camps, like I'm always like, I don't look at it. I take them with a grain of salt, like all these highlights and shit that you see. Cause I'm like, it's training camp. Like you never know how hard certain guys are going. Also, like it's fucking training camp and people are going to post all the good stuff. It's like NBA players when they post their off-season workouts. It's like, yeah, it's edited down to every single shot you've made. Like you see Jordan Love like putting balls like exactly where they need to be. He had a nice one in their little scrimmage they had, their family night scrimmage they had. He had an awesome one to Watson in the corner of the end zone. It was a sweet grab. Can't believe he came down with it, but it's like I've seen a couple throws out of Love and it's like you don't know how it's going to transition like in real time. Like so it gets you a little excited though. Especially with I hear Tannehill is loving Hopkins in Tennessee too, and he's saying he looks like prime DeAndre Hopkins. But again, people are going to say that no matter what's he going to say. Oh, well, he's a little slower than he used to be.
The media does such a good job at hyping us up. It's unreal, man. Because it's like every year they trick me into thinking that this team is going to be worth an S,
Yep. Yeah, I mean, so you never know. It's fun to see some highlights. It's fun to see some of that shit. But once they get going, that's all I'm excited for. I'm sure there'll be some disappointment.
With which team?
The Packers, I think there's for sure going to be disappointment. The Titans, I mean, disappointment in my mind is like not making like the conference finals, the championship. I'm like,
well, you should accept that fact already. They're the Titans, so
yeah. I mean, they'll make it to the playoffs maybe and then bounce. So,
all right, Sean. So Packers schedule. Here we go. Bears.
Win.
Falcons.
Fuck. God, this is horrible, and I'm going to start them off 2-0. I know I shouldn't. Win.
Saints.
Damn, those are their first three. I mean, they could go 3-0. They're without Kamara too. Damn. All right, win.
Lions.
Lose.
At home.
Lose.
Raiders.
Oh, fuck. I'm just going to be optimistic while I do this, so I'm just going to say win.
What about the bye week?
Lose.
Broncos.
I think they're going to... fuck, they should win that. Damn, their schedule's not that hard. I'm going to go win.
Vikings.
Loss. Is that home or away?
It
doesn't matter. Yeah. Who's the next one? Rams?
Rams.
I'm going to say loss.
Steelers.
Loss.
Chargers. And it is at home. At home.
Fuck. Loss.
Lions.
They'll split it with the Lions. I'll give them a win there.
Chiefs.
Loss.
Giants.
Loss.
Buccaneers.
Loss.
Panthers.
Win.
Vikings. At Vikings.
I think they're going to lose both.
Bears.
Win. Fuck the Bears.
All right, let me check this quick.
Got to be, 7 and
8 wins.
All right.
That might win the division.
Yeah, right. Should we do the Queens for you?
Yep, let's do it.
I don't have a notepad. Can you just keep tabs on this? All right, give me 1 second.
Just do all wins.
Yeah. All right, Buccaneers.
Win.
You gotta
I feel like
tabs.
oh shit, yeah. I feel like Mayfield sucks. So we're sitting there.
Okay. Eagles.
Lose.
Chargers.
Win.
Panthers.
Win.
Chiefs.
Lose.
Bears.
Win.
Niners.
Lose.
Packers.
Win.
Falcons.
Win.
Saints.
Win.
Broncos.
Win.
Bears.
Win.
Raiders.
Win.
Bengals.
Lose.
Lions.
Lose.
Packers.
Win.
Lions.
Win.
All right, what do you got?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Heavy win schedule.
11, 12 wins. Holy cow, that's a lot. They're going to go on that stretch though, right there, because, all right, really quick. So we always beat the Chargers for some reason, and we always beat the Panthers. It's just like a weird thing. Even if they're better than us, we always beat them. And then towards the end there, the Lions will probably sneak a win in.
Yeah, you guys should. Yeah, was that before Christmas? Yeah, you should get one.
And then my only other hesitancy is actually the Packers. I don't think they're going to be as bad as everybody thinks. There's a lot of weapons still, even with Love.
Yeah. Well, that should be interesting. We'll see.
Let's post this and let's review it halfway through and at the end. How's that sound?
All right. Send me the results. Anything else get you excited or disappointed here in the or in the training camp?
It does suck to see just players go down. I just hate seeing it, especially it doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
I feel like the Broncos have been getting depleted every left and right. Patrick, Hamler, Melvin Gordon is kind of getting me a little giddy with the Ravens.
With Dobbins and they have somebody else there, don't they? Or no? Or is he the backup now?
Yeah, I'm not even sure, but I think he's probably going to get the workload. I feel like he's got his head out his butt right now.
I don't know.
He's come out and said, he's like, I'm just happy to be playing football. He's got a good PR.
I picture him as like the guy who's just like accepted
his defeat.
I'm just done. Let's try to get bullshit rings.
Dude, are you trying to talk me out of my sleeper?
Yeah, I am. I mean, no, actually, yeah, please take him because I'm not fucking taking him.
But no, my only other concern is TJ Hawkinson. I don't know if he's hurt or what right now, but he's not practicing. So there's that. But no, I'm excited. Football's almost back.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. College football starts soon too. Couple weeks here, right?
Everyone wants a piece of that Big Ten schlong. Dude,
what is going on with that? It's not even going to be, I mean, it's eventually because of money and these networks and all this shit, it's going to turn into, like just the Power 5 conferences and everyone's going to move to them or be like a non-conference and conferences are just going to diminish.
Son, we have time on this episode. Can you please tell me like I'm a kindergartner? Why would they want to come to the Big Ten?
It's probably just money play. Like they probably just generate more revenue than, like Big Ten probably brings in more money than Pac-12.
Why?
Brand of football, maybe. I don't know.
Midwesterners just love watching football on Sundays.
Well, that and like they have like, I mean, I think Big Ten Network is pretty huge, and then
Saturdays
they usually have like a good amount of very good teams that are in it. It's like you're looking at Wisconsin, Iowa always plays people hard. I mean, you got Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State. A lot of those teams at any given like year are going to be in the top 25 and you're probably going to have 5 or 6 of them. So it's like when it comes to that, there's a lot of like big money games that you could possibly have with like in Oregon or some of those better teams who are kind of playing bullshit teams. And I think they get more respect when they like be in the finals, like in the college playoff. So I think that's where it kind of comes in. It's strength of schedule. You get more respect. You can probably, if you beat some of those Big Ten teams, you can bounce a little higher quicker, but then also generate more money.
Sean, is this how you would talk to a kindergartner? Oh my God. What the fuck are you saying? No, I totally get it, dude. That's a great explanation.
So if you have money, and then if your mom gives you, that's a surplus.
No, that's a surplus. That's a perfect. It makes more sense. I guess like, because Big Ten never wins the championship, it's like, I consider all these conferences like a lot better, but it's not true at all. Alabama's, what's Alabama's conference? SEC.
SEC. So like SEC is like dominant, obviously. So it's like, I do think some of these other ones are like, maybe we need to like strengthen our fucking, conferences and try to compete with them more often than not. Because I mean, by teams like, say some of those ones with like, if you look at a weaker strength of schedule, they're not even going to have the opportunity to like play an upset like in Alabama or Clemson or whoever the fuck it is. Cause like they're never going to get to the playoff. So it's like,
right.
Yeah, I mean, that's the argument always with some of those really small teams that go undefeated and they're like, oh, well, you're still 12th, fuck off. Like, it's just how it is. So you look at some of those other schools, they'll transfer into different conferences. I don't know. But then again, also like I think Pac-12 has their own TV network. I doubt it's anything special. But yeah, I mean, Big Ten network is huge. Also Pac-10 or Pac-12 games are on at fucking 9:30 p.m. for like, or later for everybody else in the country. So nobody's fucking watching that shit. But I don't know. I think it's all just based on money, and maybe the NCAA has a cash grab in it too. I'm not sure with that, but I wouldn't doubt it.
That's the smartest thing I've ever heard you say. You're a fucking genius, dude. Thank you so much.
Sport management major. Fuck yeah.
Being serious.
No, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know. But college football should be fun. I'm excited to watch the Badgers. They should. I mean, on paper, they should have a pretty decent team this year. New coach. He's brought in a shit ton of recruits, transfers. We'll see. Should be fun.
Guess what though? Iowa, we're taking a new route this year. We're going to be offensive. We're going to throw the ball.
Okay.
Watch out, buddy. Watch out.
To your tight end on a check down. Fuck out of here.
Dude, if they don't make a change this year, I'm done. I'm done.
Didn't the former Iowa kicker just get in trouble for betting on games? You see that shit?
So did the Iowa.
They were cracking down on a bunch
Iowa.
of people. That's
yeah,
fucking
man.
funny.
They must have got new software or something. It's like we can
track them.
Did you see the video of him doing it too? It's like, dude.
No, what was he doing?
He basically said, he's like, don't post this. And he's like, but I'm telling you, take the under on this or that. It's like, God, good friends, as always.
How fucking dumb can you be? Yeah.
It must have been John Moran.
Oh, Lord. Did you watch Nate Diaz and Jake Paul this weekend?
I did not, but I'm a huge Jake Paul fan. So what happened?
We don't have to talk about it for longer than 30 seconds, but
is that how long the fight went?
No, I think it went the whole fucking fight, and Jake Paul won. Everyone says it was just a money grab, and like Diaz was just dancing around being fucking dumb and not caring. Like Paul would try to hit him, and then he would like stumble backwards, like joking and shit. And I don't know. A lot of people I've heard from, I didn't watch the whole fight. I just saw some stuff. A lot of people said that it was it was just embarrassing to watch for the sport. They said you could tell
that's how it always is the outcome.
And a lot of people said that like they think that Diaz won the fight and then they just gave it to Paul anyway. So Yeah, just to keep this whole fucking narrative going so we can call out the next non-boxer and then try to beat him up and just keep it going.
What are you talking about, dude? He's the best. He's the fucking best. I got into an argument with myself this weekend about Jake Paul. My nephews are drinking Prime and stuff, and I'm like, what is the deal with these guys?
Yeah.
And I was talking to myself because they didn't have an answer. I was like, I don't get it. What am I missing?
Dude, I thought Prime just got recalled or some shit. I heard it was getting taken off the shelves because there was some bad shit in it.
Well, the toilets were green. I don't know if that.
Dude, it might have been. I don't know.
Dang, I thought it was cool, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch it.
So they gave it to Jake Paul, huh? And Nate Diaz got $30 million to do it.
Yeah, he didn't give
That's what happened.
flying fuck. He was posting on his Instagram.
Did you bet against Jake Paul?
No, but I should have bet on Jake. I mean, I don't know why at this point people don't just bet on Jake Paul every fight.
Didn't he lose one time though?
No, I think he's still undefeated technically.
Oh, shoes. I thought he lost.
No, I think he's, wait. Yeah, did he lose to Tommy Fury?
Fury or Silva?
He beat Silva. He lost to Fury. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's whatever. It's kind of hilarious.
So, one for however. Okay, next fight, tell me, Sean, and we'll throw some shekels at it.
All right. Just throw it at Paul. We'll be good.
Exactly.
Well, everyone now McGregor's trying to call him out. So, of course, he's still trying to beg for fights that nobody will give him. So, I'm sure they'll make that happen because that would be a lot of dumbasses to pay for that. So,
it's one of the biggest gimmick of our lifetime that people just can't get over.
And it just keeps going, and everyone just goes, "Why would we pay for this?" And then they fucking pay for the next one. Exactly.
And everyone falls into it. All the fights that McGregor gets into outside, he should be in jail. That's what it should be. So obviously they're not as, it's all staged. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep, exactly. But other than that, I don't think I have anything else. Do you, dude? We have an interview coming out. Maybe I'll put it at the end of this. Maybe I won't. We'll find out. But we do have a pretty awesome interview coming out. Actually, we have two. So get ready. Drew? Last words?
All right, my last word is I saw this video of Shohei Ohtani 6 years ago, and I don't know if it's real or fake. I need someone to help me debunk this, but he hit a ball through the roof of a dome during a game 6 years ago in Japan.
No fucking way.
Yeah, and everyone didn't know what to do. They all were putting it it's out of it's out of bounds. It's out of bounds. And he ran the whole bases all the way around. And I didn't know if maybe it was a commercial that I just haven't seen before or what. But that's amazing. And I think we're watching history. So
oh yeah.
We need to be more into baseball.
He's absolutely incredible.
And just fuck you guys. I said, is there any way he still remains an angel? And both you and Anthony said, hell no. You guys made me look like an idiot.
No, made you look like a genius.
Oh, thanks, man.
Made us look like fucking idiots, I guess. I can't believe it. But I mean, they did that was before they were kind of making a push and they were just a couple games out of the wild card. So, now, I still would have thought he would have gotten traded, so it doesn't matter, but.
No, absolutely. They're lucky as heck. The trade deadline was really weird this year. There was not a lot of movement.
Yeah, it was, some very questionable trades and a couple, whatever guys, but, I know Anthony was on here on the last one and he was, they traded away their closer, and the Mariners, and he's like, why the fuck did we trade our closer? And they're, actually, doing pretty decent, so, I don't know, he was kind of pissed about that, but other than that, nothing too crazy.
He should be. It's weird sometimes.
Brewers went for some washed up people like they usually do. It's all right.
Like who?
We got the fuck is his name? Actually, I say that, and then his first game he hit a fucking homer. Of course, bats 220 lifetime. Fucking comes in, smacks one. What the fuck's his name? Ramirez or some shit? I can't remember.
Oh, Jose Ramirez? No, he's on the Guardians.
I should probably fucking remember that. Whatever. And then we got some pitcher. Yeah.
Did you see that?
See how much I care.
The Twins got Dallas Keuchel, if you remember who Dallas Keuchel is.
Yep.
And he opted out of his contract. But the Twins had 48 hours. I might have just made that up. But 48 hours to sign him, and they did. And then he came in and pitched, and he pitched amazing. And so it's like that's some. I guess we'll see what his second outing goes.
Yeah.
Let's not give him just one, but
just one.
Old now.
Hall of Fame goat. Send him.
And it sucks though. It's like his first name's Dallas. I'm like, dude, I can't like you.
He threw a no-no, didn't he? Back in the day, on the A's.
Either that or he's a Cy Young Award winner.
Oh yeah. I feel like he had
up at least.
I feel like he had a no-no. Maybe not. Whatever. We good?
We're good, man.
All right, man. All right. Well, we'll be talking soon, everyone. So thanks for listening, as always, and we love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Welcome back to the Brats and Beers podcast. We have an incredible guest joining us today. He is a professional BMX racer and rode in the 2012, 2016, and 2020 Summer Olympics. He won the gold medal in 2016 and became the first American to win an Olympic BMX gold. Please help me welcome Connor Fields to the show. Woo! Thank you so much for hopping on, Connor.
Yeah, no worries at all. Looking forward to it.
Hell yeah. So I did read about this story online, but I would, for our listeners, I kind of want to hear from you, but how did you kind of get started with BMX racing as a child?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I played pretty much every sport, like most kids do. You know, football, flag football, I guess. T-ball, soccer, all that stuff. But when I was 7, my mom found a flyer that advertised a local BMX track. So she thought I would like it because I like to ride my bike. We went and watched the races the next weekend and then went back again the weekend after that. And I never left.
That's awesome. So were you always racing? Did you ever try to get into tricks and things like that? Or were you just strictly racing from the get-go?
When I was a kid, like a young, 10, 11, 12-year-old, I would go to the skate park and I would do, some real mild tricks.
Yeah.
But the two disciplines are very different. A lot of the top riders in freestyle used to race as a kid, but then they decided they'd like to do tricks instead of work hard and go fast.
Yeah.
But for me, the racing was always what came naturally. So that's kind of what I stuck to.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Connor, so I don't want to beat a dead horse, but when you say when did you know you wanted to do this? How did you know this was your passion?
I always liked it, ever since the first time I went out and did it. And what I liked about it as a kid was that it was an individual sport. I was always competitive. And when you're 8, 9 years old, half the kids are picking daisies in the outfield. And so that didn't sit well with me. And I would yell at my teammates and stuff. But I liked that it was, if I won or if I lost, it was on me. And I knew I loved it right away. And I dropped all other sports by the time I was 10. And I had no interest in doing anything else. Got to high school and the football coach and the wrestling coach trying to get me to come out for the team. But I had no interest. So I guess you could say
they would have won state.
They
would have won state if you would have went out, man.
Probably not. I was not that good.
Was there a first competition that you remember that you were like, oh shit, I am actually very, very good at this. I can compete.
I don't remember the first few years of my competitions, but I do remember that I think I was 9. Okay. And that would probably be the time that people were like, oh, this person's got some talent. Yeah. But at the same time, there's a difference between being a talented kid and then being a talented professional, right? When you're 8, 9, 10 years old, you're a kid. Everybody's going to grow different. Some people aren't going to grow, right? and so sometimes just genetically, you're not built to be a professional athlete. But
why are you looking at me, Connor? Why are you looking at me?
I'm equally looking at both of you.
Yeah. You're right on both ends. So
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's a specific time or age or whatever, but probably I would say 15, 16 was when I started to show signs that all right, this kid's actually got something. There was one competition you could circle and you could say all right, this kid's legit. But yeah, about 15, 16.
Okay, cool. Have you ever, I know you said you pretty much dropped every other sport, but did you ever like try to take on any other like extreme sports? I did see that you snowboard. So is there anything else that you kind of do or?
I mean, I do other stuff for fun. I like all sports, right?
Okay.
I always like mountain biking. I always like snowboarding. I always liked pretty much anything active, but I had to be careful because I didn't want to get hurt or, also you don't want to waste energy out snowboarding all weekend and then have a horrible week of practice because you overdid it. So when I was competing, no, but now I love all sports now.
Okay. Okay.
Bringing up getting hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
I saw you broke your wrist. What was the worst one, man?
I mean, the fact that I don't know and you'd have to decide is up to you. I mean, from the ground up, I've torn ligaments in both ankles, had knee surgery for a torn meniscus. I've had internal bleeding, broken ribs, collapsed lung, shoulder reconstruction, broke both elbows, one wrist. I've had a traumatic brain injury and some stitches in all sorts of places, and I'm probably forgetting more.
Damn.
So it's pretty safe, huh?
I feel good now.
There you go, man.
I did see a video of that 2020 crash at the Olympics, and I don't want to bring up bad memories. I was gonna say even if you remember it, but that was very scary. That was very. When was the first time like that you kind of like came to or like remembered, or you guess you still don't remember anything about it?
I don't have any memory from the whole day.
Yeah.
And the next thing I remember is waking up in the hospital 5 days later.
Wow. That is did that ultimately kind of lead you towards the path of retirement or
100%? I was older. I was getting towards the end, and my plan was going to be to just get through the year and then take a break and kind of decide if I wanted to keep going or not. But after the injury and doctors saying like, hey, you've made a full recovery, but you hit your head again, it might not end well. Kind of like if you think about a boxer, when they get to the end of their career, they get the glass jaw, right? I didn't want to deal with that. So I felt accomplished. I was professional for 12 years and I decided to step away and protect my health.
Damn. Yeah, I'm watching that Shaun White documentary on HBO right now, and he was kind of talking about the same thing, where it's like at some point you're just like, all right, I got to protect myself. Why am I still doing this and going through putting my body through all these injuries? And
yeah, well, there's typically only a few reasons why an athlete will retire, right? Number one is they don't make the team. Well, it's not going to happen for an individual sport. Number two is an injury forces you to retire. And, number three is you walk away because you choose to walk away.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the least common one. Most common is number two, right? Especially in a dangerous sport like snowboarding or BMX. Like most people it's hard to walk away. And especially for somebody like Shaun White or like myself, when you're still physically able to do it and you still can look yourself in the mirror and say, well, I could win. Yeah. How do you walk away? Like that's a whole challenge in and of itself.
Damn. Yeah, it's tough. I know you kind of ran through a list of injuries before, but like, do you have a count of like how many like bones you've broken or surgeries you've had or?
Not off the top of my head. I'm on the surgeries. I've had 2 on my wrist, 1 on my shoulder, 1 on my knee. So maybe 4. And then for bones broken, both elbows, 1 wrist and some ribs.
Damn. That's brutal. I can't imagine going through all that. But
I mean, that's over the course of 20 years, right? Like I broke one arm when I was 9 years old, which I'm counting. So it's not all of it was as an adult.
Okay,
right. Connor, can you go through the strategy of what's going through your head when you're so obviously you from a broad layman's terms perspective, you want to stay low to the ground over the jumps. And that's pretty much all I can tell at this point. So can you please run through this? What makes you faster than me going down this hill?
You're racing from point A to point B. So number one thing you want is the ability to accelerate out of the start. So you do a lot of training to build your explosive power and your strength and your speed, basically, just to get out of the starting blocks. And then from there, there's an entire strategy of how you take each and every obstacle, right? So you said staying low, and that is so you can get back onto the ground and pedal again. So if two riders jump side by side, one's higher, the one who's lower is going to land first and accelerate first. There's technique to how you angle yourself in each corner and how you go around each corner. There's technique to where you pedal and where you use your body to push. So it's real hard to break down like the specifics and the intricacies, but to answer your question, why am I better than you? I'm probably in better shape. I can accelerate a bicycle and pedal a bicycle faster than you. And I can handle that speed when we get to the jumps, and I can go over the jump while carrying that much speed, where a lot of people, when they're starting out, they don't know what to do with the speed that they can generate, and they're going too fast to control it as they get to the jumps.
Very good answer.
It is interesting. It's because it's really silly to say this, but I play like the dirt bike games online and stuff, or you play Mario Kart. I'm always curious about, do you take the jump farther or do you get to the ground faster?
Yeah.
In Mad Skills Motocross, I don't know. I think it's get to the ground, but in our sport, it's get to the ground faster. But you don't want to get to the ground too fast because you want to land on the downside where you're specifically designed to land. Because if you land the upside, that is going to hurt.
Damn. So if you're going to like a new track or a new competition and you like see the layout or whatever, like how many days do you have to like practice, or like how do you go through that process of like figuring the track out?
Every event's different. So like at the Olympics, it's very regulated and fair that every single person gets the exact same amount of time on the track. Other events like a World Cup, if you're from that host country, you're probably riding it for weeks on the lead-in. Whereas it's an advantage to be from there. And so some people will go early and they'll stay at that location for 2 weeks. So they're starting on a level playing foot as the locals. Mm-hmm. Which, when you're competing in Europe, it gives the Europeans a massive advantage because even if the race is in France, the British can get there pretty easily. Whereas when the race is in America, if it's in Florida and I'm in Nevada, like it's not that easy to get there.
Yep. Okay. That makes sense. No, it's very interesting. I was wondering that because I'm like, I feel like every track's going to be pretty different. So
that's part of why I loved it as a kid, is that every track was different. It's never the same.
Yeah.
And even now, like no disrespect, but I don't know how people do track and field or swimming where you just do the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, for sure. So you're doing a lot of public speaking right now. How did you kind of get into that after you retired?
One of the newscasters who broadcast for NBC in Vegas for the Olympics, him and I went to lunch after I won, and he said, "Oh, have you ever heard of doing any keynote speaking?" And I said, "What's keynote speaking?" Because I was 23. And he was like, companies and businesses will hire you and pay you to come in and share what you've learned and motivate their team. And my answer was, people are going to pay me and I don't have to risk my life? What? So he introduced me to some people, and I kind of got started doing it then. And as I've retired, I've had more time to do it.
Was there any nerves, like being a professional athlete, like going into that, like your first gig? Were you super nervous, or?
Of course, but one thing I've learned through working with sports psychologists my whole career, like being nervous is okay. That just means that you care.
Yep.
If you're not nervous, that means you don't care.
Yep.
And so no matter how good you are, no matter how much I've raced, I was nervous at the races every single time because I cared how I did.
Yeah.
And so being nervous before giving a speech is fine because it just means that you care how you do. If I'm not nervous, that means that I don't care.
Just half-ass it.
Yeah.
Okay. I did see somewhere that I believe you're a Golden Knights fan. Is that true?
I am. So I grew up in Vegas.
Okay.
We never had a team. We were always told that we were never going to get a team. And so when we finally got told we were going to get a team, it was hockey. And I was like, oh, okay. How do you play hockey? Right? We're in the middle of the desert. Like, no one here plays hockey. So I was literally like, game number one, I'm Googling icing and offsides and the intricacies of the rules because I don't know. But it's been really cool because hockey's a great sport.
Yeah.
And they really did a good job kind of embedding themselves into the community. So you walk around Vegas, there's Knights gear everywhere. Everybody watches the games. Everyone's a fan. So it's been really cool to finally have like our team.
Yeah.
And even though we have the Raiders and I'm a Raiders season ticket holder and a fan, the Raiders don't feel like ours the same way that the Knights do.
Yep.
And and it's been cool to do that. And then the Knights games, I'm sure if you guys are hockey fans, you've heard like the arena is bananas, and it's always a good time in there.
Oh yeah, so I am. I'm not from Nevada. I'm from Wisconsin, but we don't have a professional team out here. So me and like a group of my friends, when they announced that Vegas was gonna have a team, we're like, we got to be Vegas fans, and then kind of have just gone with it ever since. So this last
And
year
they've been
was
good every year. So
yeah.
it's really
I'm
good
like,
thing to be a fan
like
of.
this is the best decision we've ever made.
Exactly. What team are you a fan of?
I'm not really a fan, but
He's a wild
Minnesota
fan.
Wild.
He's from Minnesota. Yeah.
He's over there hating. And I think it's everybody's like, oh, it was rigged. Well, before the first season started, they were 201 odds to win.
Yep.
They were the absolute worst odds in the league. And then they ended up doing a good job because like they didn't have that mega superstar, but they just played as a team and everybody was like, oh, it's rigged. And then,
You're absolutely Connor. Okay. Do me a favor though. You can't take these bandwagon fans. I don't care. He's not from Nevada, dude. He cannot be a fan. Don't take
I've
them.
been there from the beginning though.
With no team. He's from somewhere with no team and he's been there since day number one.
They're poor as fuck.
A bandwagon would be being a fan next year after they won the cup.
Exactly.
Jumping in from the ground is like the least bandwagon
They
thing
did.
that you can do.
They did.
Thank you, Connor. Thank you.
Hurts.
We bought our shirts, we bought our jerseys, the whole thing. We've been going to games. I mean, that was my first NHL game, was to go see the Knights. So I mean, we're out there, dude. I swear.
Exactly.
Do you have a favorite player or anything from this past?
I really
year's team?
like Fleury. Who's now with the Wild, but like he was kind of the face of the franchise when he came here, just as like a person. But as far as watch and play, like I like Jackie Aces. Jackie Eichel. He truly is like a superstar. When he's on the ice, you can tell.
Yep.
And we had never had a player like that before. Like we had good players, right? But he was like our first superstar, and it's fun to watch him play.
Yeah, he took a couple licks during the Stanley Cup. I was a little worried about him, but he pulled through. That dude's tough.
For sure.
That dude's tough.
My nephew named his goldfish Marc-Andre Fleury, and when I asked him that 5 years ago, he's like, Marc-Andre Fleury. I thought he was speaking in a different language. So who the hell is that?
That's funny.
He's awesome though. He sucks now though, man. He's on the watch.
He is old.
That's why they got rid of him.
The Vegas people hated that when they got rid of him. Though.
I know.
I believe it.
He was a staple. He was just a veteran that you wanted on your team. He was an awesome dude.
Well, and the Vegas fans had not had any experience with like the team is greater than the individuals. Like I understood that it's business, and they don't look at it like personal relationships. They just look at it like who's going to help us win. And
exactly.
All the other locals who had never followed pro sports before were up in arms.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What do you think of the Raiders, man?
I think I now understand all the jokes. They are a garbage dumpster fire of a franchise, but I hope it gets better.
Their logo should just be handcuffs, honestly, but I don't know if they'll ever change it.
Their games are fun. The stadium's cool, but they're not like the easiest team to be a fan of.
Yeah.
When they came to Vegas, I was like, all right,
whatever.
I guess. Like I wasn't excited about it.
For sure.
I was going to be a team
Jimmy
fan, whatever team came, but that would have been one of my least favorite or least picked lowest choices.
Who was that? Oh, Oakland. You would have considered a different team, you're saying?
Yeah, well, whoever would have moved, right? If it had been
for sure,
or the Bengals or whoever, I was going to be a fan. But the Raiders were certainly not high on my list.
Drew, do you have any other questions for Connor? Otherwise, I'll go through our rapid round of questions.
I got a few more questions. All right, so number 11, what's up with that, man?
So when you turn professional, you have the option, if you score enough points, to select a career number. And the options are between 10 and 999. Single digits you can't choose. But then it's also like what's available, because there's a lot of people around the world who have earned a career number. And so for me, with the year that I was going up, I think there's only a couple of 2-digit numbers that were available, and people would prefer a 2-digit number over a 3-digit number. unless there's something that's important to you. Like there's one guy who was 6'6", like kind of stuff like that. But out of the 2 digits that were available, I like 11 best. That's really all it is.
Damn.
You didn't want 69?
That was taken.
It's taken. I'm sure that was one of the first ones.
Yeah, by a French guy, of course.
Wow.
All right, I got 2 more. I won't waste any more of your time here. You know the song "Bicycle Race" by Queen?
Of course.
Is that your favorite song?
No, but I've heard that song played as a joke many a times.
It's one of my favorite songs. It's not even a joke to me, so I appreciate it. Sorry for bringing that up.
You're good.
Last one. I watched your The Anatomy of a BMX Rider. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
I know you're talking about. I was super under the weather when I had to film that.
It doesn't matter, man. It was awesome. Don't worry about it. But there's a scene where you have to pull on the bar. It's for your thigh muscles to see how strong you are.
Yep.
And you did it for 6 seconds, and you said that 6 seconds was a long time. Can you just say that for all our females? They should hear it from you at the goat's mouth.
When you are doing a mid-thigh isometric pull at 100% effort, 6 seconds is a long
Hell
time.
yeah, it is, man. It's a long time.
I'll chop that for you, Drew. You can show your wife.
There you go.
Thanks a lot,
I'm happy
man.
to help you. If that's all it's for, I'm happy to help you. You gotta specify that it's for you. Yeah, no, 6 seconds is great. Honestly, can you send me some tips?
It was really cool to see the differences because obviously you won gold. So when they compare you to all weightlifters, you're not in this percentile, this or that. It's like, yeah, no S, no shit.
Well, everybody's got to try to be the best at whatever their specific thing is, right? And there's a lot of things that I would be awful at that other athletes are good at, but it doesn't matter for what the end goal is.
Exactly. You won gold, man, and you're the right stature, is what it's saying.
Yeah,
you have to have that right weight. You have to be the BMI.
Honestly, as years have gone on, it's become bigger. When I was a kid, you could be short and skinny and be good, but now everybody's going with the 6 feet and everybody's turning into big athletes, and it's been a shift for sure.
Damn. Where is your gold medal right now? Where do you keep it?
It's just sitting up on a shelf.
Okay, that's cool.
People always want to see it, so I can't lock it up or anything.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't blame you.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm going to do a quick rapid round of questions. A lot of them are either ors or your favorite stuff, if you don't mind. Yep. Brats or burgers?
I feel like this is bad on this show, but burgers.
It's all right. We get a lot of burgers, unfortunately. Beers or hard alcohol?
Beers.
Okay. Do you have a favorite beer?
I don't have a favorite specifically, but I like a good hazy IPA.
Okay. Awesome. Christmas or Halloween?
Halloween.
Breakfast or dinner?
Breakfast is the only meal you could eat at any time of the day, and it's not weird.
I love it. Country music or rap music?
If I'm training, rap. If I'm doing anything other than working out, country.
Country. Okay. Android or iPhone?
iPhone. No green text here.
I need to find somebody who uses an Android phone like me, but
I think there's 6 of you.
Odds are against me. TV shows or movies?
I guess I pick movies. I like a good movie.
Okay. Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Okay. Crunchy peanut butter or creamy?
Creamy.
What's your favorite track to race at or that you've ever raced at?
There's one in Sarasota, Florida. That was my favorite.
Okay. And then what's your dream place to vacation?
A dream would be on a big ski resort, in the middle of January during a powder storm.
Hell yeah. And what's
Good
the
answer.
favorite what's the favorite place you've ever been? Country or city or?
Depends on what I'm there for. The best place to race is South America. That's my most enjoyable place to compete. The crowd is nuts. Fans are crazy, things like that. But if I'm going on vacation, maybe it would be somewhere like Jamaica.
Okay.
Where I didn't ever compete there, but vacation was cool. But And then like culture wise, I love Australia,
Okay.
so,
Cool.
it kind of depends on what I'm there for.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Drew, you got anything else?
That's it, man. Appreciate you
Alright.
coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much, Connor, for hopping on and talking to us a little bit, taking us into the BMX world. You're an absolute legend, and congratulations on all your success and everything you have going forward, man. We appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Have a good
All
rest of
right.
your day.
Have a good one.
Thanks, Connor.
Brewing and we cooking, brewing and we cooking. Brewing and we cooking, brewing and we cooking. When I circle out the square glass, from the triangle for a star pass. New era in the scrimmage from the tip off. Sipping gold, celebrate a smoky thick broad. Underdog, make it to the contender. Coming through this header when you're straight fender benders. Stopping in the octagon, swinging in circles. Research the game